Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of joegoodhuela. Here today with one of my favorite local businesses, Kyes on Montana, here in Santa Monica. It is a gluten-free, paleo, vegan, healthful food that satisfies. Really great to nourish your soul, mind, and body. Such a pleasure. Thank you for doing this today. So let's hear your story, but before we start, check out these kyes. Super beautiful. We'll get into detail of what the heck these things are, but they are divine. And just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I had a food idea. I developed Kyritos from feeding my son Kai, who had a lot of food sensitivities and faced a lot of food issues growing up. My background is in Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and I have a degree in molecular biology.
Wow.
So when I had him and he was facing all these health challenges, it gave me an opportunity to take all of my knowledge and put it towards feeding him. I've always loved to cook, always cooked with my mom, some of my fondest memories. And I've always sort of fused Asian and Western. Like making chashu bao with my mom, I would make peanut butter and jelly bao, or broccoli and cheese bao. And so I've always been a cook, but not trained or anything like that.
Just passion.
Yes. No experience in the food business at all. I've never even worked in a restaurant. My only restaurant experience, if you can call it that, is when I was 15, I worked at the San Monica Pier, hot dog on a stick.
Oh. That's kind of a staple.
Yeah, had the nice outfit. I still feel like my muscles are from that year of training. Had this food idea. Really, like every cell in my body felt like this food has to be in the world. It needs to happen. So I decided to open a restaurant. I love rice, and
it's a staple.
Yeah, Asian people have been wrapping things in romaine, seaweed, tofu wrap, everything for a long time. And so it was just doing that.
So did it come to you overnight, or was it just like, okay, I need to think of something creative, authentic, or was there a particular moment you're like, boom, that's it?
It was just like, oh, I should try this because my son loves seaweed, but doesn't like it when it gets soggy, thus the inner layer, which then became like, oh, that's perfect. Like, why don't people have this in the world?
Oh, it's amazing. I just got goosebumps. It's amazing.
I was actually at a Mother Divine retreat in North Carolina, meditating for 10 days.
I knew it. That was it. Those retreats, you have those epiphanies, you kind of unplug, disconnect, and connect.
And a friend of mine happened to be there who owns a couple restaurants and is a restaurateur. And I was like, dude, I have this idea, you got to do it,
Amazing.
And he was like, not into it. So then I was like, I'm
going to show him.
I have to do it.
The universe was kind of speaking to you. It works in mysterious ways, as I like to say.
That's right. In the middle of a puja, I wrote on a piece of paper, I'm going to enliven consciousness through food.
I love that. That's the first time I've heard that. I feel like it's a very, there's a whole movement behind wellness and holistic eating, et cetera. And I think this is right place, right time, right city.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the biggest leverage we have to improve our health and well-being, or just our state of mind, or to add to the quality of our life, is through food. We 100%. Eat 3 times a day, and that and breath work. We breathe every day, and meditation.
Yes.
And as a person who makes food, I have an opportunity to actually touch your being, like to be part of you with what I do. 100%. And so to me, it's a way of communication. It's a way of showing love. It's a way of enriching and nourishing. I mean, just the whole thing.
I think it's amazing. I think just hearing that, it goes to show you that not only is she very passionate about what she does, but her perspective and approach to it isn't for selling food. It's to heal people, heal the body. And you were like, it has to be in Santa Monica.
I love Montana Avenue.
Montana Avenue.
Mainly because it's one of the last surviving neighborhoody kind of streets that's not over commercialized. There's still a lot of mom and pops. It's very community oriented.
100%.
Yeah, so I was looking at.
Let's hope we keep it that way too. I hope.
Keep it that way.
Not pulling Abbott Kinney on us. And you have 2 choices. You can get.
You have 3. You have romaine. You have collard green. or you have seaweed for the outer wrap.
I didn't know you had collard greens.
Yeah.
I always get the nori.
You
I love it.
need to try the taco. It's in collard. It's really good.
Oh my gosh.
The bean taco, you've never tried that?
No, that and the breakfast burrito. I
Joe.
still have yet to try.
Joe, you've got to try the
I
bean
know. I'm here so much, and I always walk by and peek my head in. I always see her driving around. She does a lot of catering. Catering's really good if you have any events out there that need catering.
Perfect food for catering right now, especially because everything's individually wrapped and sealed. You don't need to touch the food to eat it, as you will soon see. I'll just demo right now.
Sure.
So how you eat a chorito is you just kind of pop open the top seal, and you take this inner layer, shake and pull till it comes out, and then you just peel it back.
Oh my God. You made it look so easy.
So you never have to touch the food. And the inner layer keeps the seaweed or the romaine fresh and crispy until you're ready to eat it. So you can eat it tomorrow and it would be perfect.
Yes, I can vouch for that. I've had it the day after and was kind of skeptical, but it was just as good for sure. On that note, I think it's worth mentioning that last year when COVID hit, a lot of restaurants kind of scrambled. What do we do? And one thing that stood out to me that she went above and beyond any other restaurants is the steps and detail to ensure the safety and protocols are in place. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a degree in molecular biology, and I've actually worked in sterile environments and done, DNA cloning and, grown cells in a petri dish. And so I understand sterile technique really well and virology and all that. And my mom is, has a lot of contact with China. So we actually knew that this was coming before probably the general population. So I actually closed down dine-in a little bit before the government told us to close down dine-in. Yeah. I closed down my dine-in.
People are probably like, what are you doing? Like, I'm sure.
I just knew it wasn't safe, and I wanted to keep my staff safe. And so really our whole stance has been, how do we become part of the solution in this, and how do we help keep our community safe and help keep our staff safe and give them still jobs and be part of the economy and not be part of the problem that's happening. So we put in place a lot of really probably overboard procedures and protocols to ensure everyone's safety, number one. And then number two, I started to really research and find a lot of government programs. So we participated in Great Plates. So we fed probably up to 60 or so seniors, and about 30 of them have been eating kyes 3 meals a day, 7 days a week for a year now.
You're kidding me.
An entire year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's so freaking rewarding.
I bet just to see their transformation.
Yeah, no, their health has improved. We have one client who says that we not only healed her body, but we healed her soul and her relationship with her mother from the love in the food.
It's phenomenal.
They've become like our family. They text me just today.
You guys deliver those every week?
Every day.
Day.
It was every day, and now it's 3 times a week.
Okay.
And so, it just feels really good to be able to do things to help our community, but as well as keep our business going and keep our employees working. We also help feed the hospitals and some Santa Monica students in need, food insecure students, some out of work restaurant workers. And so we participate in every program that I could get into to, be part of the solution and to generate work.
Yeah, and I think it's no surprise. Clearly, she has a big heart, and as Tony Robbins says, the secret to living is giving, and I believe the more you give, the more you'll receive. So I'm sure that's going to come back in many ways. Where do you see kyes going next?
Well, we are about to open in the Colony in Venice. We're sort of testing out the virtual kitchen concept model. And I think that this is a direction that fast casual may start to go in, 100%. Is these sort of virtual, these kitchen concepts that have 20 kitchens, but one front of house, so we all share a front of house. And delivery, like, you know, you can, like, let's say mom wants pizza, dad, or
it's so good.
Dad wants, you know, salad. It's probably the other way around. And kid wants gluten-free. You can get everything.
Amazing.
You can order from 20 different concepts, but just be charged one delivery fee.
It's been very successful in the West LA location.
Yeah, very successful. And this place will have over 200 seats that are indoor, outdoor, as well as a full bar. So it'll be like almost like a food court, if you will, but all centralized, where you only order from one front of house.
Okay.
So we're going to try that out.
I'm confident it's going to work out, especially in Venice. I feel like it's the right market for sure. What would you say for parting words to aspiring restaurateurs? Words of wisdom. If you could have done anything different, what you would have done? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have these creative ideas, but they just don't know where to start.
People are everything.
Love it.
For sure. And don't let the doing take you out of your being. Because there's always shit to do and it's always going to be crazy.
Never stops.
Never stops. Never stops. And make sure, like, systems are everything. Make sure you have a good operator. Yeah, and find partners. That was my downfall. Is I'm still looking, you know, for the right people to work with. To grow and scale a concept like this, I mean, opening it was like, you know, learning curve was like so steep. I can't imagine what scaling it would be like. And so until I find the right people to work with, I'm not gonna make any moves on my own, except for these baby steps. In time
for sure. I feel like there's definitely a lot of people out there that are looking to partner with you, and hopefully we get some opportunities your way. And I think on that note, someone said the best marketing out there is a happy customer.
Yeah.
So I'm one very happy customer and I'm one very hungry customer. So with that, we're gonna wrap, pun intended. And my personal favorite is the Bulgogi Tempeh with nori. But the burger's really good and she swears by the taco.
I would like to say everything on our menu has a vegan option. We do paleo, keto. We're all inclusive. Everything is the highest quality ingredients, organic, sustainably grown.
It's been a real pleasure. And if you guys and girls out there want to give them a shot, she's located here at 1518 North Montana Ave in Santa Monica, right kitty corner from Whole Foods, across from Sweet Green. You can't miss it. Come in, support local small business. Now more than ever, it's so important. And thank you so much for your time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jeff.